All right, welcome everybody. It is Sunday, November 23rd, 2025 for the OU Flag Guys post-game show. OU in a rock fight
Wait,
beats
this ain't a
Missouri.
this ain't a post game show.
Yeah, it is. It's a recap. It's a post-game.
No, you can't have a post game show the day after.
Instant reaction, whatever.
It's not even instant.
Wait,
Well, it's the
wait.
first
What
time
day
you've
am
been
I
on it.
in?
So
It's not instant. It's not a post game show.
How about a recap?
recap,
Just a
fine,
recap.
whatever.
Yeah.
It's recap.
You can't lie to these people.
Yeah, sure. As OU beats Missouri for the first of two games at home to wrap up the 2025 season, 17-6 in a rock fight. I'm joined tonight by obviously Sean and Gavin both. Hope you're both doing well. I mean, first of two SEC matchups that we had to secure our bid to the playoff. And Sean, it's kind of quoting you from last week. We could not go into this game overlooking the opponent because if you gave Missouri opportunities, they could, and I say could, they could try to capitalize on it. And for all intents and purposes, I think after the first drive, Missouri was kind of a non-factor for the entire day for it, which is good because we had a couple problems. So go ahead, Gavin.
I mean, honestly, you just got to make them very one-dimensional, and that was pretty much all we had to do. If you shut down the running game, they got nowhere else to go, honestly. And with the quarterback situation that they had, getting Przybylo back and everything, it was just like it was kind of like easy pickings, honestly. For Brent Venables for that game, honestly. If you shut down that run game, it was just going to be an easy time for that defense to suffocate.
Yeah. And I think even Missouri, I don't know if they hyped themselves up. I don't think if they bought it, drank their own Kool-Aid for it, but there was genuine belief from the Missouri side that they were going to walk into Norman and roll. They thought they were going to win by 3 touchdowns. And based on reaction videos that have been going around, I don't think they were prepared for what was happening yesterday. Now, there are frustrations on both sides. I think Missouri got a big old fat reality check of what's going on about where they are as a program at the moment. And we had frustrations because I just asked for a touchdown. Can I get a touchdown? Please, can I get touchdowns? And we can't. So, but Sean watched the game as well yesterday. First of two Tiger opponents. What's your immediate takeaway from yesterday?
No, it's not first of two.
Yeah, it's the first of two Tiger.
No, it is not.
The second of third. You're right. I'm talking back to
You're
back.
incorrect. Get your facts.
It's the second of third.
You're just all over the place with fucking facts tonight, aren't you?
I know, right?
You're disappointing me on so many levels.
I'm sorry. There's always one every year, but
glad to see you have your internet connection fixed.
I am very happy about that. Yeah. I'm also happy that
you are like this. I was no, I'm not doing this tonight. Stop calling me. No. Go away.
I blame Discord on that, but
it probably was Discord.
Because when I spoke with other people, they had some issues with the two having the same problem. But game yesterday, I mean, Sean, kind of take it away. Like, what do you see with the team? What was the highlights? What was some of?
They suck. We're awful. We're the worst team ever.
Oh well, according to every other team, yes. But for the people in here in Oklahoma, they would probably disagree with that.
Oh no, someone would agree. Because they come to my fucking stream every week, which I don't have to do anymore because fuck all you assholes. Miserable fucks that come to my streams for watch alongs. So look, that game was not pretty. The W was very pretty, and that's all that matters. If obviously people were getting a little nervous in the opening 15-20 minutes when Missouri just decided they were going to try to play game control, run the ball, and they were successful early. They were run the ball, and the OU defense was like, what are we supposed to do here? Like, every little thing that was could go against Oklahoma early, it was, and thankfully Missouri made some key errors, had a penalty that killed the drive, settling for field goals, and then the defense woke up, and then halfway through the second quarter, the offense decided to participate as well. So once Oklahoma got up 2 scores, it was over. Now, you didn't know that at the time, but the way the game was going. The OU defense was not going to let that game get away.
Yeah.
I think there are too many players on that roster who remember last year, who were pissed off about last year, and because it was a game they felt they should have won. And you know, if you don't it's partially on the defense. It's also big time on Jackson Arnold for just like not taking care of the football. And Eli Drinkwitz is a whiny little bitch. I'm glad he got a loss, and I hope Missouri fans deal with the angst of maybe losing him to someone else who will underperform for that team in the future. So I guess that's what Missouri is. They, despite what their record was and how talented they are, their best win is what, Vandy?
I think so.
Is that it? So
I think so.
No.
Who's their best win? You tell me.
No, because
I'm
can't tell you.
waiting.
Well, because here's the problem. Because they don't.
They didn't beat. No, I apologize. They didn't beat Vandy. I apologize.
No,
I apologize to Vanderbilt. I was thinking of other teams that have underperformed. There's a lot of them this year, especially in the SEC. So they don't have a win. Period. That is worth a shit. So
you know what their best win really is, and I'm not being facetious.
It's Auburn. It's Auburn.
No, it's Kansas. That's the one best win they've had this year.
Yeah, it's Auburn, like I was saying. So it's their best win.
Yeah, because like here's the thing.
It really is if you think about it. I would say Auburn's a better win than Kansas.
Oh, I know. I
don't care about.
I get it, and
it doesn't really. It doesn't really matter. Auburn's a better football team than Kansas, but
they are.
But
I'm not disagreeing with that. That was more of the renewal of that rivalry for many years. From it, and they would hang their hats on that Kansas.
Nobody cares.
Even though, yes, I absolutely agree.
C- rivalry. Nobody cares. So
it's dumb.
Yeah.
So
because they don't have a win against a ranked opponent at all this season. That's what I was going to say more than anything.
Yeah,
there's no win in rank wins. That's what I was getting at.
So with that all being said, it's a win Oklahoma desperately needed, and they got it. And now you go into next week with everything on the line, and I don't know what LSU is going to be on Saturday. I really don't. I watched them last night. Oh boy.
They were bad.
It wasn't that they were bad. It's not that they were just bad. There's rumors and stuff going on that a lot of people are going to shut it down for this game on Saturday. So if you thought they were bad last night, this could be a game where Oklahoma actually gets a pretty score if things roll the right way.
Yeah.
This is not going to be LSU once we're going to treat this like our bowl game type of situation. No, I don't think this is a game where if Oklahoma doesn't walk in assuming they're going to win, if they treat it like any other game they've had this year, they'll be just fine. And I don't know offensively what we're going to be because Xavier Robinson playing on a sprained knee, they still don't want to give the ball to anyone else right now. It's just kind of a situation where you got to find a way to get through Saturday and see if you can get healthy for a playoff game. Sure. That's where you're at right now because Torrey Blaylock, like they put him out there to be a guy. They didn't handle the ball, which tells you all you need to. They didn't even try Jaden Ott. So anyone's like, I have people asking about Otts to this day. I have people asking. I have people asking me, "Where's Jaden Ott?" And I keep telling them, "Buddy, you should have given that up like 2 months ago."
Yeah,
it like that.
He was a bust.
Ott thing is it's not that he's a bust. It's just the fact that he came here, he got dinged up, and for whatever reason, he's just decided he doesn't want to play ball. So they're not going to play him, and he got his check. And DeMarco Murray was right at the end of the day, I guess. DeMarco Murray didn't want him here, so all you DeMarco haters, DeMarco was right apparently. So Good news is, it sounds like running back recruiting we might be flipping somebody like I didn't expect to flip. So
Yeah.
I'm not even talking about the Penn State kid. I'm talking about someone else.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of positive running back news. So for DeMarco in that room, but I don't know how you're going to win. I mean, I know how you're going to win. You're going to play defense and you're going to score as minimal as possible because that's what Oklahoma is. Oklahoma has an identity. They're a defensive football team, good special teams, and they score what they need to do, and the defense shuts everything down. It's like, is it a
Crimson Hawkeyes? That's what we are.
Is it a sustainable formula? We're about to find out. So, you need Isaiah Satani to make a couple big plays. You need your quarterback to scramble a little bit, get some first downs with his legs. And the one thing I was very happy that John did yesterday, not early on, but later on, he learned how to throw the football away. And I like, good for you, John. You didn't lose yardage. You didn't make any mistakes. You rolled out and you threw the ball away. It wasn't it. Now it's
Live another down.
It's like, oh my God, someone got in his ear. It's like, John, if you know you're rolling out to your right and there's nobody there, don't run out of bounds and lose 2 or 3 yards. Throw the ball away. You're outside the tackle box. You're allowed to do that, and you can save that yardage. But look, this team is 9-2, and however they got there, and I need this fan base, certain members of this fan base, to take a step back and appreciate that they're fucking 9-2.
I agree. And I will. Can I step up? And can I step up right now and say that? I want to say that. So it's on video first, but also I said it after Ole Miss that Brent Venables is a loser. Sean, I've said that many times over the past couple of weeks for it, and I will happily take the L for that. And I know you don't need to take the L for that because that was a lot of things, sure. But I outright said after Ole Miss, people saying we could walk into Tennessee and beat them. I outright said with Gavin and I think Andrew on this stream, I think that was one of the ones you missed, that Venables, you're asking him to do something he has not shown for 4 years. Now, I will happily take the L and say, yes, I'm happy. He proved me wrong because I have it up here up front that I predicted this team to go 8-4. Yeah. I said I feel like they needed another year under Mateer for him to get a lot of the system under his footing, get the guys worked in there at this point. Now, I will still stand by I'm not in the water in the long term because I don't want this to be a Band-Aid and us reset in 2 years.
Well, yeah, because right now it's Adult Swim, and I don't need any crybaby children during Adult Swim right now because the adults said out loud this team can go 10-2.
I will take the L on that because yes,
it's Adult Swim. It's Adult Swim, and we're all watching Smiling Friends without you. So have a good night.
Yeah, but I do. Let me finish real fast. It's yes, I was wrong. I will happily say I was wrong for that. I'm not going to complain. But the same time of it is, if this is the vision Brent had for the long term, yes, it was injuries. Yes, it was bust. Finally, we're starting to get the results on the field. Yes, I think Brent could make runs. I'm not sure if I'm there just yet that he could get to a natty or even win one. But this is a perennial playoff team. If you get
this year, probably
and
not.
Have the consistency.
No, this year was never about winning the national title.
This year never was that.
If you thought this team was going to win a national title this year, boy, do I have some bad news for you.
No.
I am not there for that. I will outright say
I never said out loud national title for this team. Not once.
Right.
Now you get in the dance, and if shit happens, great. You roll with it for how long it lasts. But
correct.
I hear people say, well, a lot of people said 8-4 or 9-3 is ceiling. This is I don't know where I stand in the grand scheme of things because I'm just super fan on YouTube, I guess, at this point. That's where I am. But and you can call me a homer and say, oh, you're a homer. You said 10-2. If I was just going to be a homer, I would just say 12-0 and they're going to go in the playoff and win every game. If I could easily just be a homer and just say they're going to win every game. That's a homer pick. Saying 10-2, it's I said when we were struggling, I said, guys are going to lose a couple games this year. It's going to happen. It just depends.
And that's the nature of college football now. And I feel like we repeat that a lot, but it seems like people don't understand. That is the nature of college football.
And I get idiots. I got idiots. I got idiots during the game on. So fire Venables. Like, fire him. Like, fuck you. We're winning the game.
I've always have begged that I wanted to see consistency, and now we're starting to see the consistency. I can get on board with that of, yes, there is a vision. I couldn't get anything like Ole Miss before. There wasn't a vision. Yes, there is. I looked at it that there was 3 camps for this year of you don't think they're getting 9-3, being in the talk is a successful season, or you actually make it to the playoff. There's the 3 camps. But in any of those, I said, we're not making it to a natty. If we did, that's icing on the cake. Like, that is above expectations. Next year better be the better one for them. And I stand by that.
I mean, look, Brent delivered for.
Yes, he did.
I mean, when it came to a defense, he promised like a defense that was going to be, X, Y, and Z, and all the adjectives that you want out there. But it's better than anything I could have ever dreamed of. Honestly,
right.
this is the defense I was hoping we could have had last year.
Yeah,
and frankly, it would have taken a defense like this last year to be in a better position to be a respectable team. But then
and I agree.
And while they had a lot of the tools and they had a lot of the players to make that happen, the offense was just so putrid. As bad as you think the offense is this year, it's nowhere close to being as bad as it was last year, despite the point totals not being where you want it to be, or yardage, or whatever, or having the explosiveness. Although we had a pretty big explosive play on Saturday, that's something I've been waiting for. So
correct, and I would be wrong if I didn't say yes. Right now, we are kind of in the same situation that we have with Lincoln Riley's offenses, where we're asking the defense to play. You got to be perfect, guys. I would be lying if I said the defense is carrying this team just like the offense was carrying the team at the time. That's going to be Brent's thing. I think Sean, you're the one who said, like, that's our offseason. We have to improve this offense for it. And that is going to be Brent Venables' project. I don't think Arbuckle's going to get fired. I don't think I think DeMarco's taken around, but yeah.
No one's really getting fired except hopefully Joe John.
No
one's getting
Joe John.
No one's getting fired. Like, if you think anyone's getting fired, it's like,
no.
If they go 10-2, like, all these idiots who are like pissy about Brent and guys, guess what? There's a chance you may not have a successful season last year like you want, because consistency is really hard in this sport now. It's even harder than it was before because you have so much turnover potentially, and they're trying to curtail it a little bit with the having one portal window and everything. And Joey Baker's going to the injury tent. Fuck my life. That's great, and it's because he's holding his non-throwing shoulder, but knowing him, he's gonna get some kisses and something, and he'll hopefully get it looked at. But anyway, as I was saying, like, next year, look, defensively, I think they'll be really good. I don't know if they're gonna have the same. They're not gonna obviously have the same depth they do right now, which is one of the reasons why they're so damn awesome. But you're still gonna have talent on the starting side, like pretty much everywhere. Like, you're gonna have like Jane Jackson, David Stone on your anchoring your D line, and Taylor Wine potentially will come back, hopefully, and then you're gonna have, some other young pups at edge, and linebacker sub is a place you're gonna have to hopefully replace some guys, but you got some young guys in the secondary you're really excited about. So offensively, you have a nucleus for your offensive line next year that you can build around, and just, you got to find skill guys, and whether it's like true freshmen in recruiting class or portal, whatever it may be, you can go find those guys. You'll have to get another kicker because Sandell's gone after this year, but it's
I hope he's not, but I'm realistic that he's probably gone.
I thought he's already a senior, so he's gone anyway.
No, I think he's a junior.
I mean, if he can come back, great. Oh, by all means. Like, but like, I don't know what the kickers
he's a redshirt junior.
If he comes back next year, great. I mean, they'll pay him his money if they want to.
Yeah,
but
I think if you
the dude could go pro if he wanted to, and he would get drafted. Like kickers don't get the earliest I see kickers get drafted is maybe he's a late second day, maybe, and I'm being generous when I say that.
But he's that good.
Kickers don't go that. Kickers don't go that high.
Yeah, usually about fifth or sixth round, usually, or something like that.
Yeah.
So unless you're a team that has everything, pretty much everything else, unless you're just one of those teams.
Unless you're Lou Groza himself, who got drafted in the first round. That's the only time that's ever happened.
Well, hence they named the award after him.
Yeah.
I mean, there's the kicker from Hawaii who's pretty good this year too. So he's the other major candidate, more than likely, who's going to win that thing. But yeah, beating Missouri's great. It was a terrible uniform matchup. God, both those uniforms suck. Not gonna. It was just. I think Missouri. I think
everybody was like, we didn't have a problem.
I think Missouri's is worse. Like as much as the Unity uniforms are. My problem with the Unity uniforms.
They look like Wyoming's.
My problem with the Unity uniforms is that whenever I see that helmet, I think of that ugly gray helmet you would see at like local Walmarts. That's like, it's like, this is something your grandma buys because they see the OU logo on it and you get it for Christmas. And you're so disappointed because it's like, ugh, this is ugly.
Yeah.
They don't wear OU doesn't wear this. This is terrible. So,
I agree with you.
But anyway, we will have a much better uniform matchup this Saturday with LSU's traditional wear all uniform, and then OU's traditional home uniform. So good times there. But
I think there is something I want to mention with Missouri, and it was specifically the offense stuff. I heard Scoop say it. I even think I heard Teddy say it, where going into next season, and that's already jumping ahead, you got to get some wide receivers from the transfer portal. But man, they said we are just so disappointed on what we've seen, like Burks just being a guy, and they're like, we kind of expected more, and he's not that good. Like he's just a body. They said kind of like there is no playmaker on wide receiver, and they said to some of that's Mateer's fault that he doesn't see him. The other half of it is like, no, they're not that good, and that we need wide receivers badly.
I mean, I don't think it's all terrible, but you don't. If we're comparing it to like legendary teams of the past, no, it's not that. But I don't think it's fair to say that Satania isn't a playmaker when he gets the ball in his hands, and like we saw on Saturday, Satania is like it's a combination of everything. I don't think Burks is a lost cause, but he's not a superstar.
He's a jag. He is genuinely a jag.
I mean, it's a combination. It's not just him though, but I'm not going to sit here and tell you he's a superstar because he's not. There's certain passes he can't drop. There's certain times where he's had moments where he's dropped some stuff, so it's disappointing. He's still got that speed and ability, but it's not like they're stretching the field with him. It's not like they're setting him up to go deep like we thought he was gonna be. Or, I mean, Giovanni Gibson hasn't been used that way either. Now he's getting a little more involved, but just what infuriates me about this offense is that there are little moments where you see it. That's what it can look like for a 2 to 3 play stretch. It's like, okay, we're starting. This is what it can look like. Can we keep, and then it just stalls out for whatever reason. Whether it's
just a consistency issue, is what it is.
Whether it's a bad play call, or John Mateer didn't see anything, or someone dropped a pass, or whatever the reason. It's just not all coming together, and it's good enough. Like, the whole fourth quarter, I'm just asking the offense, can you please, I'm not even asking you to score points. Can you sustain a drive for 4 or 5 minutes? I don't need you to score. I just need you to take time off the clock. And we're playing this basically a 3-and-out punt game of Red Rover until time runs out, basically. And and it's like, keep asking the defense to bail us out over and over again. And thankfully they just overthrew what's his face like Coleman in the end zone on that fourth down.
Yeah, that was Coleman.
Or else the game gets real interesting at that point. Because then
you're like, I don't want to say that I was worried. That made me sweat bullets. I'm like, oh.
Well, yeah, it's a close game.
That could. Well, I do not like that situation. I'll put it that way.
And then douchebags will blame the defense. Like, motherfucker, they've been bailing the offense out all goddamn day. At some point, they're gonna give up a score. It's gonna happen.
Yeah. And I mean, even I think it was either George. I always try to remember who it is. I think it was George though, who was like, guys, the people blaming the defense are stupid because the offense was literally on the field for the first time they got the ball after 7 minutes, and they went like 3 and out in 45 seconds. That's not on the defense. That's on your offense.
Yeah, I was feeling 2022 vibes with like Levy. Levy was in such a hurry to go 3 and out. He couldn't wait to go 3 and out in 2022. But yeah, here we are though. I'm treating Saturday like, can we get in and get out?
I agree.
And it wants to rain on Saturday. Fuck you, rain. Get the fuck out of here. So
before we delve into LSU, I do want to make this quick one. So I've been bringing it up since last live stream, guys, but I want to bring it up again, guys. Where I recently signed up for Extra Life. Extra Life is a community that raises funds for the Children's Hospital here in Oklahoma or whatever location you are in the United States. I recently signed up, and every year there is a reset, and I think there's enough people in here for it. So if you want to donate, I have placed it in the chat. It's been tough this year for families. It's been tough this year for kids themselves for it. So please, I do have my milestones that I try to reach. But that, again, resets every year for January 1st. But I want to make a good last-minute effort to try to raise funds for the kids. Again, every cent you donate goes directly towards the Children's Hospital. We've already raised $55 for the kids, and I've already spoke with my, I guess what you would say, program manager. And he's like, yep, I've already got it. Just keep going as much as I can. So I wanted to challenge people in my chat from the OU Missouri game to challenge to try to donate these amounts to raise funds. We're $20 off from our next milestone. And if you have any money for it, $1, $5, that would be fantastic if you could. But my challenge for y'all is $6.50 to donate. That was the spread. $11 of the points we beat Missouri by, beat the spread by, or like the game being game 11. If you're feeling really generous, $17 for the points scored by OU, or really generous, $22. I always put on my page where there will be a Hall of Fame essentially for any donators. You do not have to donate and put your name. It is just donate anonymously. Again, all of it goes directly towards the Children's Hospital. I'm just the middleman promoting it at this point and just getting the word out there. So again, I'll be generous from $1, $10, $20. So just wanted to say that. But circling back to LSU. You're right, Sean. I mentioned this 2 weeks ago that many of the storm chasers, many of the meteorologists were saying, we don't know what the precipitation is going to look like. It's going to be cold. And I had people in my chats going, I don't take stuff seriously 14 days out. When
I don't care about cold. I just don't want it to be fucking rain. Fuck that shit. It can be cold all fucking once.
Yeah, and we don't know what it is right now, because right now, depending on the model you're looking at, depending on the time, it could be 60 degrees on Saturday versus LSU. It could be rainy. It could be very cold. And there's different models. We will know that more, I would say, Wednesday. But it just depends on how fast this cold front gets here and if it stalls out a little bit by the Rockies. Right now, I'm seeing from NOAA, they think it's going to be 50 degrees and like misty. I've seen from another person snow. So who knows what it's going to look like. Either way.
Snow would be awesome because I could deal with that over the rain.
Yeah. Yeah. No one wants rain in it, but it is what it is.
Snow in Norman in November?
Yeah, that's happened before. I've been to OU games where it snowed. Like that's not unusual. I was at that Iowa State game, I think 2011, where it snowed. Like that's a nothing burger for it. I've been to the Bedlam game that happened. It snowed too. I'm not worried about snow for it. But like you said, this week in LSU, we got to walk in. We got it. I think OU is going to be a little more hyped for this one because we owe LSU an ass whooping. And I think the crowd is going, as quoting you from several months ago, is going to be rabid because there is something to play for.
I said they would, if there was something to play for in this game, they will have rabies by kickoff. Is exactly what I said. So,
and I think that's going to happen on Saturday. I think this crowd is going to be wild and feral for it. And I think a lot of that.
And I will be there among them, telling people to please sit down. Please, you're standing the entire game. Please sit down. Please sit.
No,
sit.
I will be there too, and I'm going to be.
I paid for my seat. I did not pay to sit behind someone standing all day. That is not what I'm here for. I am a disabled veteran. Thank you. Please sit down so I can watch this game quietly. Thank you.
Get your old takes out of here.
I am old. Once you're past your 40s, you're allowed to be cranky and old, and that's what I am right now. So
that's fair. That's fair. But I think this is going to be a game everybody's standing up. I really do. I think there's
do we have to? Can't we sit down and enjoy the game quietly?
No. We got to cheer, Sean. They played
golf claps golf claps if we get a tackle for loss. That's okay.
No, Sean. We have to go wild because the university, to my surprise and my shock, Saturday actually played a song that I didn't think they were ever going to play. I thought in Joe C's family-friendly Christian stadium, this would never happen.
And most of that family-friendly Christian stadium had no idea what the fucking song was.
And that's what it turned out. I was like, I bet everybody's going, what the hell?
we are one of the whitest fan bases in America, and like nobody knew.
No idea.
The players knew. Like I had I had like one of the safeties on the team like quote tweeted me saying, I was like, it would be pretty badass if they did this, but it'll never happen. I got the eyeball emoji. I want to say it was Hardy, safety, who like quote tweeted me. I was like, dude, does he know something? I was like, or like, I take partial credit for helping get this happen. Like Eddie Radosevich gets most of it. And I know he gives credit to another person there's a guy who suggested Eddie really got it going, and then I jumped on the bandwagon. So I'll take a 10% partial credit because like I had a player or two like react to mine tweet specifically. It's like, oh,
I'm
just taking 10%.
Sure.
So.
I'm shocked this was even considered, and it actually happened. So,
well, you see, they played the clean version of that song, because if you play the uncut version, there's a lot of words you're not allowed to say in certain areas, and one particular word that says that likes to be used in many of those rap songs people like so much. No one in this room is allowed to say that word. So. And I will like you if you ever saw the opening to Office Space when one of the guys, he's like singing the rap songs in his car, then like someone's walking by and he just like rolls up his window and turns the volume down. Then when he gets at a distance, he cranks it back up and starts really getting it. Michael Bolton, everyone's favorite character from Office Space. Why should I change Why should I change my name? He's the one who sucks.
I mean, again, it was just more of like from last year's debacle with the Toby Keith at fourth quarter to this. Like, guys, this is what we always asked for, was can we actually get something that people can jump to? Even if people didn't know it, it got the players right.
If you want badass football players to come to your school, you need to embrace stuff like Many Men. Like, I know Toby. Obviously, Toby was a huge donor fan of the program, and I get it. But it's like nobody wanted to sing those fucking songs, and we sucked ass so bad last year, except the Alabama game, of course. Which happy anniversary to last year's Alabama win. It was today.
This is true.
1 year ago that we that I sat here dumbfounded with you and Elo, like, what the fuck is happening? Is this this isn't allowed?
Yeah.
So
I was shocked too, and ironically, and Elo was like, y'all had it the entire time. Okay, sure.
Yeah, I will say that it was an indication of what.
And I saw the receipts from last year on that game too.
it was an indication of what last year was an indication of what the defense could be, and thankfully it carried over to this year for the most part. And I watched LSU last night, and of course Western Kentucky had a dropped touchdown pass that would have given them the lead early in the game. It was like, how do you drop that? It was a little just run out into the flat, into the end zone, and it's just like, you could have made that catch. I could have made that catch. It was just bad.
Yeah.
And it's not like Western Kentucky's a terrible team. They're like going to be competitive in like Conference USA. It's just the fact that you change one play or maybe two, and Western Kentucky wins that game.
They're 9-2.
Yeah, like they beat them, and LSU is like, what the hell just happened? Because they quit. I think Weeks came in and played. Their stud linebacker has been hurt. I don't think he's gonna. I'm guessing here. I don't think he's gonna play this week. I think it was one of those. He wanted to play one more time, and he chose this one because it would be the easier one. I don't know, man. If you're expecting any of those guys to play this week, the early word I'm getting is like, I don't know. So I could be dead wrong. Could be a total lie. Could be BS. But we'll see as the week goes on. But LSU people don't expect to win. Like they're not like, we're gonna beat you. They're like, nah, we're gonna get.
Oh yeah, I've seen little bits and stuff like on their message boards and stuff too. Like I get it for OU fans, it doesn't matter. This is an ode, like ass whooping from 2003 onwards, and it's gonna be very cathartic when OU. Hopefully,
I don't care about 2000. I don't care about 2003. All I care about is winning.
I said from 2003. They've been a thorn in our side.
Yeah, here's the thing.
I don't care. I want to win because I want to win. So
yeah,
I just want to get in and get out.
Yeah.
I want to get out. I want to get guys as healthy. I want to get Blaylock and X-Rob healthy, and because you got people pairing us up with Notre Dame or Alabama in Norman, depending on what bracket you look at, because we'll probably, if we win, we'll probably get up to 7 unless there's some crazy upset shit going on here. Like just the natural flow of things. We're going to bump up at least one more. And anyone's like, Notre Dame could jump you too. Notre Dame is not jumping us on Tuesday. I don't care that they won 70-7. Syracuse is fucking awful. They're not getting extra credit for beating up on like school children.
You must be the only. But Sean, that's blasphemous because according to the Notre Dame,
I don't fucking care.
That deservedly gets.
I don't fucking care.
No.
You beat up on school children with leukemia. Okay, no, they don't have any hair left.
Like no, I'm not disagreeing, and I'm not disagreeing with you.
Well, Otto, he's right. Otto doesn't have any hair, so.
Well, it's like Swiggy. It's what I said last night. It was like this, or what you said. Them beating up on Syracuse is supposed to be what you're supposed to do. Like, I don't know what
they're doing that. They're doing that not to bump up above us. They're doing that to show that they're better than Miami right now and that they shouldn't have lost that game and all this shit. But
well, they also shouldn't have lost the Tech game, for being honest, but they did. So.
Well, the what game?
Not Tech, A&M.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, damn, Tech got a better win than I thought. Tech actually beat somebody. Like, I mean, they got BYU, I guess, whatever. But no, it's like this past weekend really sucked. It was like, well, when it's a weekend, you think nothing's gonna happen. Nothing happened. So yeah, it's just I hate that weekend. And we actually played a game when our game against Missouri is like one of the most important games of the weekend. It's not a great weekend.
Look, I'm just gonna say the most interesting game of the week was the best game of the week ended up being Kansas State, Utah.
God, and the wine, like
it was. It was. It was a
whining
from
K-State people.
It was a fun game, but that just shows how bad all the other games were. Arkansas hung with Texas for a half, and then nothing happened.
EMA stands for every man a wussy.
Kentucky couldn't hang with Vanderbilt at all. SEC schools.
Yeah, but nobody expected that.
Yeah, I mean, no one did.
Yeah.
I'm just listing.
Yeah.
I'm just listing stuff off, and because it's a bad weekend when the most joy.
Everything was nearly cupcake at this
lose.
point.
So,
I'll tell you what, Cincinnati fucked up. They should have beaten BYU.
Yeah,
they had they
Mm-hmm.
fucked up on multiple opportunities to win that game. Like they're like missed field goals and penalty on a 4th down that would have turned the ball over, just all sorts of shit. Like Cincinnati, if you wanted a little more chaos in the Big 12, like Cincinnati let you down last night. So I mean, it's pretty much going to be, unless something stupid happens, it's going to be Tech and BYU in a rematch, and you don't have to worry about the Big 12 because Tech's going to win again because you're going to have one champion from the Big 12. Sorry, Utah. You're just I know Utah came back and beat K-State, but Utah's not getting in. They're not letting them in. No. So the ACC is still got some stupid. They still have no idea who's going to play, and there's a bunch of weird combination. Break out the Wheel of Destiny from college football final from years ago. But
just rename the Satania Wheel of Destiny and just put some ACC names on it. But it's true. You could actually have a realistic situation that Miami could get in over the ACC champion. Like that could actually be
no, that's not happening. Miami's not getting in over anybody. If Miami needs help.
Oh yeah, I'm not saying that.
But if you're getting, you want to talk about weather? They go to Pitt, and it's going to be snowy. Miami's fucked. Pitt by 1 million. So it's not even going to matter. Miami's not getting in this shit either. So you're going to get one ACC team and get one Big 12 team. Obviously,
Power
guys, 5. Bad news that there ain't no Power 5 anymore. But
not Power 5, Group of 5.
Well,
that's what I meant.
Yeah, real fast, Sean. You said that with the Utah, like that was just like the K-State people complaining that we lost because of the refs. It's like, dude, you don't get to pull that.
Every fucking fan base says the refs.
No.
Every fan base.
You don't even get to even use that excuse.
There is
almost ran for 500 yards. Like no, guys, you lost. Like
there's no about the refs. You overcome the refs if you're good enough. Ask Oklahoma. There were shitty calls on Saturday that we all had to deal with.
I think several K-State people tried to compare the refs from that illegal substitution thing. Like, guys, you had 55 minutes before to the OU Oregon or the Georgia Auburn. I'm like, guys, no, you're not even in the same universe. Let it go. It sucks. Yes, refs suck. You got to overcome it. Yes. Is there stuff that changes momentum? Sure. But when you break it down, it could have, if you really gave it anyway. Yeah, it was. There's no reason for K-State. You lost it. It sucks.
Every fan base, all referees hate every fucking team ever. So like, football fans are just
everyone except
everyone.
No. Every national announcer hates my team.
Miami, Missouri hate the referees. Just go away. I hate you. Shut up.
Okay. And if there's one thing. One thing I will say, and Josh, you did retweet this and everything, was Sean McDonald and everything was talking about, taking off our crimson colored glasses and everything. And I'm like, bro, have you not been able to see, like, if anything, with like how the calls are being handled and everything? And yet Missouri's basically doing everything that they're doing, the same thing we're doing. And yet it was completely one-sided with the PIs. And yes, I know we have to be overcoming that, but it's like, my dude, I'm sorry. I'm like, it just kind of frustrates me. Even Greg McElroy, was saying, there was some of that should have gone our way as well.
I get it. The refs are against us. Yes, the referees want another college football playoff team to not make it for the SEC. Greg Sankey called them up, said, you know what, Oklahoma can get in if they win out, but we don't want that. We want fewer SEC teams in the playoff. Let's give the win to Missouri, who has no shot to get in, and fuck over a team that could, if they get the right bracket and they get the right matchups, can make a little noise. Yeah, let's fuck them over. I need people to take a step back and ask themselves what the fuck they're saying. But it's not going to happen because they're crazy. You're insane.
Well, and that's why I said to the K-State people, I went, dudes, fine, let's take it into account. It didn't decide the outcome. What decided the outcome for your game is your 88th ranked total defense and 90th ranked pass.
You broke a team record. You broke a team record for rushing and still lost.
Yeah. I went, guys, you allowed 51 points. At some point, it's a dudes, yes, ref calls suck. They are one of a death by 1,000 cuts. They can be one cut. They're not the main one. It's your defense because your defense is garbage. Just like us. Gavin, I acknowledge. Yeah, were some of those ref calls very bad? Yes, they were. It's not.
You got Kleiman at the post-game press conference about to cry about how emotional he is about being at the K-State head coach and everything. It's just
future
now,
K-State head coach Lane Kiffin.
Now, we gotta move. We gotta move on too. We got to talk about a certain.
I do, and I do.
The Mecca is not going to be in the playoff this year, and I can't believe it.
I know the Mecca college football.
The Mecca
spot, but Sean, we have to ask ourselves why the Mecca won't be there.
Lincoln Riley losing a big game on the road and getting too cute on offense while his defense can't tackle. I'm shocked.
You know it. You know it's bad. Please tell me you saw the YouTube video from last night.
I did.
Where Cowherd had to look in the camera and finally admit it. He had to fucking admit it. He had to come to the come to Jesus moment. It was a combination of last week and this week. Cowherd had the come to Jesus moment that it's like, oh shit, I've been talking up this motherfucker for 4 years and he still can't deliver.
For perspective,
he is who he is. And and he didn't say OU fans, but he basically came out and said, yeah, everything you guys said about him on the door out, it wasn't just sour grapes. Y'all were spitting fire and some truth because
I have an acquaintance through.
It was beautiful. It was fucking beautiful.
He even said, like, bro, I just don't get it. He's like, I'm so sad. And I went, dude, I'm gonna tell you right now, it's not your admin or your team, it's your head coach. And he said, was it really that bad? Like, yeah, dude, it was. I'm like, he didn't develop players here, and now you're getting the other side of it at this point of he's bad. And he's like, he was just shellacked. Like, it's the same thing. I think it's for the common sense USC fan, the coming to Jesus moment has hit, and they don't want him there, but they're stuck for at least another year.
I mean, look at it this way. Indiana got built up faster in the Big Ten than USC did.
With better resources, or with less resources.
Baker.
Yeah.
Man.
It's funny, Sean. You know what the other funny thing from yesterday was? Because I've seen the
that looks bad for Baker.
I've seen the USC people losing their minds, the ones that are stupid. But did you see the post-game presser from the Oregon USC game?
Okay, I'm gonna say this because I need to be very clear about what I say. So let me finish before anyone jumps in.
Sure.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
That question was so fucking childish and unprofessional. It really was. However, it came from a USC beat guy. So it's still funny as hell that they're the ones asking that question. And it was worth it to see his response because it has nothing to do with bait. It had nothing to do with bait. That was like, I will say this. I will always be fair despite my hatred for that dude. That was a unprofessional douchebag question. It was inappropriate. I'm going to say that. But having said that, it was still funny as fuck. So I want to be clear. I got entertainment on it like the rest of y'all because he was pissed, but he was right to be pissed because it was like, are you really asking me about a sign from that a douchebag from College Game Day made? Fuck you. Now, with that being said, he's still underachieving and he's being overpaid and he's on the hot seat going forward.
So for just in case for people who don't know in the chat, yesterday during College Game Day, a Oregon fan had a sign that said "Extend Lincoln Riley," and after the game was over,
that's not a unique thing for opposing fans. If
correct.
Like there was a period where people wanted Harbaugh to get extended at Michigan because he would always lose to Michigan State and Ohio State. So
correct.
That joke's been made at other places. But
oh yeah, there's been Texas did that with Venables this year alone.
We did it with Mac.
Correct. It's not a new joke, but a reporter asked him, so how do you feel about this about other fan bases posting signs and saying, we want you extended? And Lincoln Riley, in my opinion, he took the bait and got very flustered and got upset from it. First, it's the absolutely funniest thing because I'm over here on the sidelines seeing the crash out for Lincoln Riley. I'm like, me watching because I prayed for this. But I'm going to disagree with you, Sean. I think it was okay. What? Baker?
No. Jonathan Hatton Jr. has been fonged. We're going to flip him back, motherfuckers. Let's go.
Dang, it's been official?
It's not official, but he's been fonged to flip back. Him and Chad Simmons have fonged Jonathan Hatton Jr. to flip back. That's a top 100 player. And we're stealing him from undefeated A&M. Holy shit.
I'm unaware. Is this for this class? Or...
Yes, that's why I'm really excited because we had him earlier in the cycle, but he flipped to A&M and it's like, fuck, that sucks. But the fact that it's not official, he's got to come out and do it first. But the fact that Fong don't do this unless he feels certain. He's like, he wants his winning percentage to be high. So he don't do that unless he feels comfortable doing it. So that's a top 100 player that can play right away next year. Fuck yeah.
Is Hatton not position player I'm thinking of. Yeah, I know he's a 4-star. Do you think he'd be a 5-star?
He's a top 100 player. Yes, he can play next year.
No. I'm not talking about would he be a position player? I'm talking he's a 4-star right now. Do you think he'd be bumped up 2-5 by?
I don't know. Who cares? I don't give a fuck. He's I don't care what star he has. He's a 94. He's like a 94.17 ranking on the Rivals on 3 whatever.
Sure.
He's a composite. He's composite number 83 overall, top 5 running back in the country.
Sure.
We need running backs, dude. Because we're losing guys on the depth chart. So you need a guy to come in.
I mean, I think maybe they flipped him for that reason of we need a dude. You are starting.
Well, no, you don't. No, it's not about starting. It's saying about starting. It's just you need guys who could come in and not all true freshmen are equal. Not everyone's Adrian Peterson or whatever, but still just you need just with the health of the room, guys, Extra and Torrey Blaylock being banged up. Even if those guys come back and are ready to go, it's you got to have young guys who can come in and play. Hopefully he likes to pass block too, because that's one thing DeMarco gets pissy about. If you don't pass block in his damn running back room. So you got him, and I know we got if we get him and the Penn State kid, that's 3 running backs in this class. I mean, we'll see what happens here, but I don't know if they would be moving on from the kid from Penn State, or because I know we already got one in the bag right now. But this ain't gonna jump us top 10 or anything. But holy shit, you got fonged. That's pretty big.
Yeah,
that's exciting. So, guess what? Making the playoff makes an impact on recruiting.
Yeah, it does. I will say, the circle back to the Riley stuff, I'm going to disagree with you, Sean, because to me, when Lincoln Riley really leaned into the villain role, I think all bets are off.
Wait, what are we disagreeing about? What?
About the post-game presser question about how do you feel about the Oregon sign?
Oh no, that was a total Bush League immature, unprofessional question.
Oh, I think it's absolutely fine.
No, that's
A-okay with it.
Dude, that's the equivalent of asking. Did you see a Twitter post from USC guy 487 saying you smell like farts?
I understand that.
That's literally the equivalent of what that is.
So I understand that. However, if he didn't want to answer it, next question. That's it, and move on with life.
Right, what made it funny is that he ripped him a new asshole, and he was heated, and yeah, I mean, But no, if I can isolate my hatred for the man and say he has every right to be pissed. That was a stupid question. Who gives a fuck what some asshole on game day with a sign thinks?
Oh, again, I think it's a-okay. If he doesn't want to ask, don't lose the game,
dude.
But
you know me. I think I'm all about trolling and stuff and having a good time too and making my shit. But if someone asked a question, hey, Onikuno said something on YouTube about you that you should be fired. What's your opinion? He'd be like, who the fuck is that? And why are you asking me that question? Like, that's how it comes off. That's how it comes off. No one should give a fuck.
The opportunity.
No one should. No one should ever give a fuck about my opinion. I'm some jerk off on YouTube. My opinions don't mean shit. Okay,
hey, you're a C- celebrity. You should know this.
Yeah, and I'm being generous giving that ranking too. The point of the matter is, like, I will defend Riley on that because it was entertaining as hell, and I laughed my ass off. But you don't ask anyone that question. The questions where that get responses where coaches lose their mind. It's like earlier this year with Brian Kelly, asking him about the running game, and he lost his mind about the running game. That's a legit question because you're asking what's the issue with the running game. It's like, that's all you need, because he got like one big run late when the rest of the day the running game sucked at LSU against Florida. Which, now you go backtrack, Florida's pretty fucking bad, and so is LSU. So
yeah,
if you're asking questions about the play on the field or recruiting or the program itself, those are all fair game. But like, you're asking about you think Lincoln Riley's watching College fucking Game Day? You think
No, I don't.
You think he gives a fuck? No. If any head coach, unless they're on game day as a guest, when they're being interviewed, because like they're their team's hosting the game or whatever, hosting the show because they're there for the big game or whatever. That's the only time a coach is on game day or involved in game day, right? But like, no head coach with a big game that day is watching College Game Day or gives a fuck about what some turd with a sign thinks. So I am like, sure. I'm being fair here. That. It's a stupid question. It really is. Now, if you want to ask the question, you're in year 4. You're in year 4. You've yet to make the playoff. Your best year was year 1. If you're asking about where the state of the program is right now, and you're trying to ask a question about what do you think what's gone wrong, what are you going to do to make it better, or something along those lines, that's fair game. But how do you come on, dude? How do you feel about a fan saying an opposing fan wants you extended? What the fuck do you think he's going to say to that? Like, you're supposed to be a goddamn professional in that room. I've been in those rooms before. I've been at a Josh Heupel UCF press conference. Could you imagine if I was me recording him, I get a question in from the back and say, "Hey, Coach Heupel, great win over Stanford today. How come you and Bob Stoops aren't like friends right now? Aren't you like?" He'd look at me like I'd have steaming turds hanging out of my mouth and wonder who the fuck I am and why I'm there. So it has nothing to do with what's going on. He says, "Dude, I just beat Stanford." Like, you ask me about like Bob, like when it has nothing to do with anything recent or anything like that. It's just.
Let me give you
I have a little media experience, not a lot, but I have just enough to know when you don't do shit like that.
I'm gonna give you a counterexample to that because you asked that.
Oh God, hey, I can't wait. I can't wait to hear this.
No. You said if you're asking Lincoln Riley what would be the state of the USC program, I bet you money that he would give the exact same type of fish answer to that as well.
No, he wouldn't.
Fine. This is a stupid question because
it's not a stupid question.
But
that's not a stupid question.
But that's his track record. He would answer kind of simple.
Okay, but if he gives an answer like that, you have every right to roast him after the fact. Because, sure. You want to be pissy because you're not living up to expectations? That's fine. I'm talking about, don't be like, you can't ask questions like you're some rando on Twitter when you're in those rooms. If you start doing shit like that, it's like you get noticed by other people, especially people who give out press passes. If you're turning out to be just some fucking troll, they'll not let you back in.
Nope.
There is,
and I understand that.
There's certain
I
decorum you have to have in that room. Asking tough questions is fine, as long as they're fair game and they're direct and part of what they're within the coach's control. Some random douchebag from an opposing fan, you don't give a fuck. He's not there to please some opposing fan or whatever the fuck. Nah, man. Like I'm gonna this is not me defending Riley. It's just defending like this is what you do in those rooms. It's like that's fanboy that's just as bad as like some Texas media asking Sark, like literally, Sark, why are you so awesome this year?
Yeah.
Like, and maybe they don't phrase it that way, but it's gosh, coach, you have Arch Manning, all these things. It's almost just as bad as that because you're wasting time on a question that could be asked like, hey, coach, your offensive line, you didn't make any additions to the portal earlier in this year. We're here in the middle of fall camp. Where do you see the offensive line right now? And where do you see them against Ohio State week 1?
I would say that based on track records of many coaches, they wouldn't answer that question, or they would give a very I'm not
yes,
gonna say
but you have, but Josh, even if they don't answer the question, you get it on record and you find out what they say. Even if sometimes they give you an answer without actually saying anything. And if they don't answer a question like truthfully or openly, and they try to avoid it, it allows that reporter and others to interpret it any way they want and run with the story. And then narratives get built. So, no, again, funny as hell. The OU fan that's bitter at him and loves to see him suffer, entertained. I laughed my ass off. I think it's funny. But if we're being honest here, if you're asking me to take off my OU hat and my crimson and cream filtered glasses here, yeah, that was really Bush League to ask a stupid question like that. It has no business being there. Still funny as fuck though.
Like I said, I think it's okay, but I get it.
Well,
No,
I have a little media experience, and you don't do shit like that.
No, I do. I have media experience too, and I get it. But that's even with my, again, and I'll quote you: "Take off my crimson cream colored glasses." I just have a different opinion of it, but it is what it is.
I mean, you can be entertained by it. I don't have a problem being entertained by it. It's funny.
Yes.
But at the same time,
to me, it's also I look at it as rolling with we say it's an immature question. We say it's a Bush League question. To me, Riley's still answering it, or any coach.
He didn't answer it. He called out for being stupid, and he's right.
Yeah, he answered it. That's falling for the bait, man. You go next question.
Okay. He said that is one of the stupidest things I've ever heard in my life. And he had I'm actually glad he said that. Because because I don't want that shit in that room. I think it's really inappropriate and unprofessional. Because I don't want stupid shit like that to be labeled as okay. So regardless of who said it and how much I don't respect the man overall, I'm glad he did say that. So you can say taking the bait, still funny. They got pissy about it, but he has a right to be pissy about it because it has nothing to do. It's like if you there's a different way to ask what you want to ask. There's a different way to go about that because it's not professional. The college game, you know how many stupid college game day signs there have been. Hey, coach, there's a sign that said, hey, coach, there's a sign that said you were a pedophile. Any response to that? What? So we're just going to go we're going to get our questions from college game day signs now. Is that what we're going to do? It's no. So, again, as an isolated moment, funny. But we should move on to something else at this point.
Sure.
We wasted too much time on it.
Sure. Mm-hmm. I actually wanted to circle on Swiggy. If there's 3 fan bases I've seen that were, I don't know if I want to call it hopium, copium, whatever. It was Notre Dame this weekend, obviously K-State, but a lot of fans also that I've seen from Michigan genuinely believe that they have playoff hopes right now. That if they beat Ohio State, they're in the playoff.
Of course they are. Yeah.
How are they in the playoff?
If Michigan beats Ohio State, they'll have beaten Ohio State.
Would you put them at?
They'll be 10-2 and have a win over Ohio State. Josh, what's not to understand?
If the first part of it would be, would they jump any team to make it into the playoff, or would they be a fringe team?
Yes.
Would they be a fringe team because of automatic qualifiers?
They won't be fringe anything. They'll be in the playoff.
Yeah. So basically, if Michigan beats Ohio State, then
they'll be in the Big Ten championship game.
Are they?
Yes.
From looking at stuff I saw, is like no, they won't.
If they beat Ohio State, they're playing Indiana.
Yeah, because then they own the high. Yeah, because then they'll own the tiebreaker with Ohio State.
Then fine. Then if they make it there, but then they lose.
They're still. I think they're still in because the committee has told us as of last year we're not going to punish you for losing that game.
No, they're not.
They didn't punish. Did they punish Texas?
Nope.
So, if you will have the biggest win of the entire season. You have beaten, with the exception of the preseason, week 2 and onward, you'll have beaten the number 1 team in America for 90% of the season.
Yeah.
You're going to make the playoff at 10-2, Josh. So, yeah, if Michigan pulls it off, they're in. But if they get beat, then they're not. So...
If Michigan pulls it off, I might catapult Ryan Day again. I'd at least consider it.
Ryan Day has a natty heat shield. He good. So
yeah, he should. Yeah, I only said I consider it, not that I do it. But yeah, it's. I mean, Ohio State should win that game, but Ohio State also hasn't played a real game in like 6 weeks, so who knows?
Yeah, but guess what? The committee doesn't care either. They still got number 1.
Yeah.
They could have flipped Indiana or A&M above them, but they haven't.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying I don't know. That's like my one fear going into the game as someone who likes Ohio State is that they haven't played a real game in like 6 weeks.
Okay.
And
but
that's my one fear. That's like my one fear for them not beating Michigan, but they should beat Michigan.
Well, Ohio State's in the playoff no matter what.
Oh, they are. Yeah, they are. I'm not worried about the playoff.
Ohio State's in, A&M is in, Indiana's in. Those are 3 spots that are taken.
This is micro one game I care about. So,
well, like I said, so
it's called the game for a reason.
I don't know where this idea that because. Well, Michigan's current playoff odds are 7%. Yeah, and if they beat Ohio State, they go up to like 90.
Because I'll be the dissenter. I don't. I think based on who the bracket
you're
is,
you're gonna sit here and tell me you're gonna sit here and tell me you're gonna sit here and tell me that Michigan's only losses are to playoff team Oklahoma and a USC team with a winning record and with a win over Ohio State. At 10-2 from the Big Ten going to the Big Ten championship, and you're telling me they're not going to make it in. You're going to have to show your work on that one.
Because when you look at the current playoff bracket, who do you kick out?
The current playoff bracket doesn't mean anything.
Yeah,
I'm assuming right now everything goes.
It don't mean shit.
Oh.
Yeah, but I kick out Bama. I kick out Notre Dame.
Yeah, because
you're not. But you're not going to kick out Notre Dame. They've already made.
Oh yes, you will. Oh yes, you will. Because at the end of the day, they don't have shit.
And I will be the first.
They don't have shit.
You're right.
They will definitely kick out Notre Dame. Are you kidding me?
They would not kick out Notre Dame.
Yes, they will. Okay,
yes, they will.
Let's take a look. So they will kick them out as soon as they will knock their asses out because they got no.
Right now, if we use what it was right now and just say yes, Ohio State loses this.
Yeah, and
assuming Michigan loses the Big Ten championship basketball, because if they win, then they're in. That is irrelevant because yes, then you win the conference championship.
I would still a 10-3 Michigan with a win over Ohio State better than anything Notre Dame's done all year.
I agree.
So okay,
I am not disagreeing with you.
Notre Dame's not staying in. Notre Dame's
have the faith that the committee.
Notre Dame, one of your rivals, just took down number 1 And by the way, they have that alone is better than your 2 quality losses. You're going to need to leave.
I don't think they kick him out.
Doors that way. Doors that way.
I think it's the flip side that.
Hey, hold. Just got a deal on here from CBS Sports saying that Michael Van Buren will start at quarterback this Saturday.
I knew that. I knew that was like a given.
It's
official now, but we come on. We all knew Nussmeier wasn't going to make it to that game.
No.
I know. It was just saying we just now got it official. That's all I was just putting out there real quick. So
he gives them a better chance to win. Like, you are out of your gourd if you think Michigan, if they win on Saturday, with the world watching against number 1, 99% of the season, is not going to get in at 10-2.
My thought is I think they've been dick riding Notre Dame so much.
That has nothing to do with
Notre Dame.
But it has to happen first, Josh. Michigan has to win that game first. Then the script gets flipped.
Yeah,
I understand.
Because then when you bring let's go down. Where's the bracket at? Where's the damn bracket?
Yeah, I have the bracket. So is Ohio State going to automatically make it?
Okay, let's pull it up on the screen. Let's just pull it up on the screen here, just for viewing purposes.
I will tell you each and every one right now. That's not the current one. That's from last week. 6 hours ago. Here we go. All right, do you have it up on the screen? Are you putting it up?
Give me a second. Yeah, give me a second.
And I'll just tell you, and we'll break it down. We'll tell you who's in, who's out right now, and who's going to suffer. Because there might be another team that would suffer, but I'll tell you who exactly is going to get in or not let in.
Sure, give me one
second. You have lost your mind if you think Michigan's not getting in for the win over Ohio State. That is their golden ticket for Willy Wonka to the chocolate factory.
1 second. Sorry, it's taking me just a second because I'm going to do this different.
I need your synapses and your brain need to snap on and come up with a rational way that the maize and blue, which the media love to, if you think they love to dick ride Notre Dame, just you wait. Our fine friends at Fox Sports 1 will be more than happy to jump on that train. Barstool Sports, if you think they're not going to be, if they played again, Michigan would be heard that shit. All right, so
there we go. Sorry, it took me a second. There we go.
Okay. Perfect. So let's break it down right now. Ohio State, no matter what.
Before you start, with the only change being Michigan beating Ohio State and Michigan losing the conference championship.
All right, well, let's
make it simple.
Let's make it easy right now. Okay. So 5 conference champions are getting in. Ohio, let's just for example, let's just say for right now, you want to say Indiana, right?
Yeah.
Actually, no, let's just do, screw it. Let's just do, forget conference championships. Let's just talk about the end of this weekend. What the bracket would look like next weekend.
Sure.
Ohio State loses. I still think they're in the top 4. At worst, they're number 5, but Ohio State is going to be in. That's 1. Indiana plays Purdue. Even if they lose, they're in. A&M, even if they lose to Texas, they're going to be in. The Longhorns are going to yell and cry, "We're 9-3. We beat A&M." They ain't getting in. Georgia plays Georgia Tech. Georgia is waiting to find out if they go to the SEC championship game or not. Georgia Tech looks like a team that's going to get their doors blown off. Georgia has a backup offensive lineman who's a multi-level felon right now, but that's another story for another day. He was a backup, thankfully for them. Georgia is likely in. They just don't lose to Georgia Tech. Number 5, Texas Tech. They got West Virginia and probably BYU, but Tech, as long as they win out, they're in. Number 6, who do we have? Ole Miss. Ole Miss wins the Egg Bowl. We all agree they're going to make it. They're going to be in. Now, if they lose the Egg Bowl, we get into a weird potential gray area. It depends on a bunch of other things that happen, but more than likely, Ole Miss, win or lose, will be in. But don't dance with the devil in the pale of the moonlight at the Egg Bowl. Number 7, Who do we got? Oregon they finally added a decent win along with Iowa. So Oregon is in for the moment because
and they won't play in the championship game.
They will. They will not play the championship game. So number 8, Oklahoma, most ranked wins in the country right now. Just beat LSU and you're in. Notre Dame. Who's their last game against Stanford at 10:30 at night?
Yeah.
Good Lord.
Unless they throw up, then they're out.
Their best win is what? SC and Pitt, right? Those are their 2 best wins.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. So this Pitt is whatever, and then SC is whatever. They're okay fringe top 25 wins, if that. I don't think SC is even in the 8. They're not in the AP anymore, so I don't know if they'll be in the. So you got that. 10, Alabama. As long as they beat Auburn, they're in, and they're going to play in the SEC championship game. If they lose to Auburn, they're on the chopping block potentially. It's not guaranteed they're going to make it. So that's going to be a tougher game than people realize. Going up, trying to play Auburn, that will be a game everyone needs to watch. 11.
And Jordan Hare, too, which is
right.
A lot of crazy things have happened.
Right. 11. We have the Miami Hurricanes. So Miami is the placeholder for the ACC champion. Miami is likely not going to be the team to do it. The ACC champion will get in. It is not likely going to be Miami. It is going to more likely be Virginia or SMU or someone like that. So Miami is there for now, but Miami needs a lot of help just to get to the ACC championship game, let alone to be in this bracket. So Miami there's no guarantee. The reason Miami is still in play is because they have a win over Notre Dame. So if we're talking about who's going to get in over who, Miami, Notre Dame are going to be definitely in that conversation. Tulane represents whoever the G5 champion is. It's going to come from the American, whether it's Tulane, whether it's Navy or whoever the fuck is. The American champion is going to be your G5 team. Now, if Michigan beats Ohio State, someone's getting knocked out. It's not going to be the G5 champion. The ACC champion is going to get in, especially if they're 1 or 2 loss team, they're getting in. Alabama, if they beat Auburn, are getting in because they have a lot of ranked wins. We'll circle back to Notre Dame in a minute. Oklahoma, if they win, will have 5 ranked wins on the year, be 10-2. They'll have wins over said Michigan team that beat Ohio State, by the way. They'll have wins over Alabama. They'll have wins over Tennessee. They'll have quality. They'll have a ranked win over Auburn and Missouri, whether they're ranked now or not. So that's in their back pocket. Go to Oregon. Oregon is a solid team, and they'll be what, 3rd place at best in the Big Ten. They're going to be 3rd at best, so they're likely getting in.
Well, it'd be 4th if Michigan wins and wins out. And I know in this scenario we're not including it, but if they win the championships, then they're 4th. I don't think their position changes, but they're 3rd, 4th.
Well, right now the committee's got them over Notre Dame, so the committee likes Oregon more than Notre Dame. Do we agreed?
Yes,
I agree.
Right now.
I agree.
Yes,
and they're probably going to move up a spot. So more than likely they will move up a spot, getting a ranked win on Saturday. Texas Tech, the Big 12 champion representative, they win their. So again, Michigan beating Ohio State. You can't ignore 10-2 Michigan with a win over the number 1 team in the country. Not the number 1 team from a week or 2 ago that just fell into the spot. We're talking about the team that's held it for the vast majority of the season. Who are you kicking out then? Which one of these teams doesn't have anything worth a shit, that's not undefeated, that is only living off of, close quality losses? They passed the eye test, mind you, and they have a really great running back, but bludgeoning children with leukemia on the playground yesterday doesn't really impress me.
If you ask me who it is,
you tell me you tell me you got to kick someone out because Michigan's
to me it's in. Miami. If you Michigan,
no, we're not kicking it. No, Miami is a placeholder. No, Miami's a placeholder for the ACC champ, and it's
I don't think. I'll just be
It's
blunt.
not going to be because the ACC champ getting in. So forget Miami, forget that logo. It's going to be Virginia or SMU. A champion from that league is getting in. So that's what that represents. So it's not Miami.
I mean, you would have to kick out Notre Dame. There's just nowhere else around it.
Yeah, you ain't kicking out Oklahoma. You ain't kicking out Tech. They're the Big 12 champs. You ain't kicking out Georgia.
You can't kick out Tulane.
Who on this bracket you kicking out? The only argument you could possibly make is Oregon, but they're not doing. They already think they're better than Notre Dame right now. There's not a game on the schedule Notre Dame has that can say, you know what, we're going to bump them up over Oregon. It doesn't exist.
No, it doesn't.
Because Oregon's got still one loss still, right? They're a one-loss team from the Big Ten.
Yeah.
2-loss Notre Dame. If the only big upset we have is Michigan over Ohio State, they ain't kicking Ohio State out.
Right.
No, and then I would probably say that Notre Dame will be out, and then basically like we have a few shuffles along in there and everything, but they'll still find a way to keep Ohio State in.
No, there is no keeping them in. They're gonna be in.
No. I know.
Yeah.
I'm saying keeping them in. I'm just saying you bump Notre Dame out, and then you basically put them somewhere in that bracket somewhere. Is what I mean. That's
you need to come up with. You need to find another path because you can tell me all day Michigan ain't getting in, but 10-2 with a win over Ohio State to finish your season. They will definitely. I don't care if you put them at 11. They're getting in.
Okay. So Sean, here's my question for you. Okay.
Okay. All right.
With an A&M losing, okay, this week into Texas,
Right.
how far down would that be able to implicate, within the playoff bracket and with the SEC title implications going on as well? Because we know Bama's are going to be getting in. Which win?
Okay. What is exactly your question then?
Okay, so my question is, with A&M dropping down and everything, do you think they still they'll still be playing the playoff but just playing as a home round instead of getting the bye?
I mean, I think that it depends on all the other factors within that's going on this coming weekend and the next weekend.
Yeah.
So if you're asking me whether A&M is going to be a top 4 seed still, the SEC champion will likely be a top 4 seed.
Mm-hmm.
And I think there's a chance you could have 2 SEC teams in the top 4. So,
but if they lose, I'm just saying, I'm just putting.
If they lose, A&M's in the playoff. Like they may not be top 4, but they'll be in the playoff.
Okay.
You're not kicking out 1-loss A&M. That ain't happening.
No. I think Bama is safe, but man,
if they beat Auburn,
if
they lose to Auburn, Bama's fucked.
That FSU loss looks really bad. But
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
correct. You cannot if Bama's 9-3, they're out. They kicked their ass out last year.
Yeah,
that's the only thing we need to be worried about is if Bama wins the SEC, that may push us to a away game.
They're not gonna. Who cares about that? We're in the playoff, but we have.
I get that, but
actually, hold up. We have a win over Bama.
No,
if
Bama wins, if the Bama wins the SEC, they'll be a top 4 seed.
Yeah, like we would get bumped down.
Would we?
I think that is crazy.
Yeah, Bama's 10 right now. If they won the SEC, someone's got to go down. They would be a top 4. We would go down to 9.
I don't know about that, Davey. I don't know if it's that simple.
I don't think here's the thing. Like
let's just say it would be A&M. I don't think they would drop A&M below. If this was their first loss, they wouldn't drop them below like maybe 6, in my opinion.
So looking at who was the highest 2-loss seed, right? 2-loss team right now is that should be like Oregon, right?
No, we are. I believe we're the highest 2-loss team.
Yeah, we're the highest 2-loss seed.
Yeah.
Okay, we're the highest 2-loss. Okay. Yeah. So. Okay, so Oregon's lost 1 game. Ooh, and here's the problem: would the committee even basically, if they win the SEC title game, basically put them in that top 4? I just don't see it. I could see it as a first round home game, but no.
the SEC champion, not guaranteed like last year, but I almost guarantee you the SEC champion would be in the top 4 regardless of their record.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whether it's undefeated 1 loss or 2. They'll put them
SEC calculator.
I don't if you're the SEC champ, Alabama, if they won out and beat A&M, their resume would be outstanding.
Yeah.
And
Correct.
they would put them top 4.
And I put it in the calculator right now. If everybody wins as they're supposed to this weekend, Bama faces A&M in the SEC championship. If A&M was to lose, they're bumping Bama up. A&M may drop a tiny bit, but I think it would be dropped.
Now, here's something to keep in mind. A&M would be in the playoff. Would they be guaranteed to be above certain teams? Because here's the problem for A&M. If we're looking at quality wins now, we're
assuming they beat Texas.
We're assuming they beat Texas. Okay,
yes.
So they will have multiple wins against lower ranked top 25 or teams that are out of the top 25. They'll be fringe top 25 teams. Their big win's going to be Notre Dame. That's going to be their big win. So that will likely keep them at the very least a 5, 6, 7, depending wherever you want to put them. Now, here's a wild card that no one has talked about in here yet, because we all remember what happened to Florida State at the end of the 14 playoff a couple of years ago, right?
Yeah.
Quarterback got hurt, undefeated. They didn't care.
I know where you're going.
Right,
I've mused about this.
So the committee said, you're not the same team anymore. We can't put you in. You're worried about Oklahoma not hosting a playoff game, right? If Lane Kiffin leaves Ole Miss, are they the same football team?
Yeah, and I know where you're going with this too.
If Lane Kiffin, are they the same football team?
No, they're not. No.
Here's what gets even. So,
what if
I don't care if they're.
I'm giving you a realistic answer. I
mean, if they're at the end of the day, if they don't have Lane Kiffin, they're not the same football team. I don't care what their record is. We beat Oklahoma. Yeah, you did, but Lane was there. Lane's not there anymore. Who's calling your offense? Who's doing your play calling?
And how many assistants?
How
many assistants and coordinators leave with him?
And I will agree with that, but the committee has also shown like they aren't consistent in the sense of head-to-head should matter, but it doesn't matter. But now it does, but now it doesn't. Conference championships, they do matter, but they don't matter. I would say I agree with you. If Lane leaves, they shouldn't be in. I don't know.
Let's not go there. I'm not saying I ain't gonna say they shouldn't be in, but at the same time, it's an unprecedented thing we've ever seen before. So you don't know how they're going to react to it. But getting back to the original point, we just went through all these teams, right? We know there are automatics that are getting in. A Big 10, a Big 12, an SEC, an ACC, and a group of 5 are getting in. So that Miami represents an ACC champion. So like it's going to be like UVA or somebody.
Yeah.
Of all the teams we got left over, A&M undefeated. They drop a game, they're fine. Indiana, if they drop a game, they beat Oregon. They're good. Bama, they got a ton of ranked wins. They good. As long as they don't lose to Auburn, because then they're in like territory. Ole Miss, if they lose the Egg Bowl, are in territory. But if they both win, they good. Tech's likely going to win the Big 12, or BYU's going to win the Big 12. I'm going to lean on Tech because they beat them already. Ohio State, win or lose, are going to be in. So is there the revenge factor? The fan base wants revenge. They want to get that W. But, if you're Ohio State this week, you're going on the road, Ann Arbor. It doesn't matter if we lose. We're in anyway. Do we really want to play in the Big Ten championship? It's an extra game. We don't have to play. We won the national title last year coming out of the first round. And do we really need to try as hard in the fourth quarter? Michigan beats Ohio State. Big win. Doesn't matter doesn't matter what your mentality is. That's a you problem. The only team in this bracket that doesn't have much of a leg to stand on is Notre Dame.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I agree with you on that. I want to make that clear. I do agree. I don't have any faith that the committee wants to kick them out. Even with everything that what you have said has made sense.
But Notre Dame
it took
doesn't
OU
have
beating
all
Alabama
these teams
to even
have
get above
win.
Notre Dame.
But Josh, all these teams have a big win I can point to.
Yes, but
Oklahoma has Alabama. Texas Tech has BYU.
And Michigan. Oklahoma also have Michigan.
And Michigan. Bama's got Georgia. Indiana's got Oregon. If you want to argue Oregon, that's fine, but they have one loss, and they're a Big Ten team. A&M's undefeated right now. Ole Miss has Oklahoma. The ACC champs getting in. Like, tell me what Notre Dame's resume has.
I agree.
That keeps them safe.
One thing, and it's stupid. I'm quoting the committee. I'm quoting the committee. I'm not going with anything.
But you just said,
stupid.
You just said, but you just said the committee can't be trusted. So
that's true. But you have to use what they say too.
If you hang on. If you want to tell me their logo matters more, I'll accept that answer.
Yeah, that's where I was going.
If you think the logo matters more, I'll accept that answer. But
that's where I was going with.
But here's the problem. Here's the problem. Michigan's logo matters just as much.
So that's where I was going with this. I think the committee wants Notre Dame in because call me conspiracy theorist. It's not me being conspiracy theorist.
If Michigan was Missouri State, if Michigan was Missouri State, they ain't getting in. But they're Michigan.
I agree. I think they want Notre Dame in and kind of have shown that because that is what it is. That's the only reason they're there right now. And I think they would use the logic that they use. And hold on. I think they would use the exact same logic with Oregon of they pass the eye test, which is to me, your brand is nice.
But the problem is if you're comparing teams and who should get in and who should get out, that whole eye test bullshit only matters if they're similar. Michigan and Notre Dame won't be similar if one team has they will not be similar if one team has a win over the number one team in the country on the last weekend of the regular season.
And I agree with that. I'm not disagreeing with that because to me, that's common sense. Just in case anybody is thinking of it, I don't think Notre Dame should even be here right now.
Okay. Let me respond to that. That was a conversation from like 6 weeks ago. And I don't have a problem with Notre Dame being in the bracket right now. I really don't. Like I'm past that shit. As of right now, we're 3 or 4 weeks ago. That's a different conversation because we're talking about I'm arguing about seeding, and Oklahoma is above those motherfuckers where they should be. Now, should Notre Dame be above Bama no, I think Bama should be above Notre Dame, frankly. But I think Notre Dame should. To me, Notre Dame. That's where I keep circling back to that. And I don't want it to be why do you think this? I think they are in solely because of their helmet. Right.
They will say otherwise.
That can't save you. But being in because your helmet isn't going to save you from Michigan, from one helmet that people care about, beating another helmet that people care about that happens to be ranked number one. That game every year is one of the highest rated college football games.
Oh, I know.
Period.
Do you think that they would, if Michigan beat Notre Dame, or Michigan beat Ohio State? I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think they would leave Michigan out as a separate thing because of how poorly the NCAA handled their?
No.
And that this would be
anything. Are you kidding me?
I'm not throwing that out there.
Are you kidding me?
No.
I'm just throwing that out there.
The NCAA punished Michigan State for some bullshit harsher than they did Michigan.
I'm just throwing that one out there. I firmly hold belief that Notre Dame would get in unless Michigan won the Big Ten. Solely.
Here's the thing: you
jumped ahead 5 steps to it, but that's where I was going to go.
But here's some: you're forgetting that Michigan is one of those logos too. That's just as, if not more, important.
I agree. I think.
I think
it would come down to a pitching contest. I think
if this was Minnesota, I would tend to agree with your flawed logic a little bit. I really would. If this was Minnesota doing this, because if we're talking logos, one of these things is not like the other.
Oh yeah,
But guess what? That maize and blue, that logo, that block M, that matters. That matters just as much, if not more. Especially coming off a national championship and everything. Yeah, that's going to matter.
Well, that's why I think that OU is actually safe for unless there is true chaos, is safe for a home game because of that. It's the logo, and I won't.
I ain't worried about OU. Period. Right now, it's just take care of business on Saturday. You good? You're gonna be hosting. Sure. You'll be hosting again.
Like I said, that's why I think it is. I don't agree that Notre Dame should be there at all. I think Notre Dame, they should have been out since week 3. I get it.
I don't have an issue with them being there right now. That's fine. But if chaos happens in Ann Arbor, Michigan, high noon, some asshole's going to be puckered in South Bend, Indiana,
as it should be.
And I'm not even talking about the altar boys. I'm talking about the actual priests. So they are going. So with all that being said, it's going to be a fascinating Thanksgiving weekend.
Yeah, and it will work itself out.
And I cannot wait. And I think you're absolutely insane for leaning on that. For just, well, the committee's going to do this. And you know what? Like, I've heard people accuse the committee of just being WWE and putting logos in there, but the problem is Michigan's a logo too. And so, but
I think if it came down to a true logo match, it's going to be who.
If they could kick out if they could remove the ACC champion legally, they'd do it.
Yeah. Oh, I agree. And that's where I take my step back
or Tulane, or they would get rid of those fuckers as much as possible.
And that's why I keep forgetting that there's no way Miami could beat an ACC because they get it regardless. That's a
look. There is a path for Miami to win the ACC, but they need a lot of bullshit to happen. So it's we'll have to wait and see. But
so here's a question for you. I want to ask a question. Would Michigan, if Michigan did beat Ohio State, where would you, if everything else played out as it was, Lane doesn't leave, things like that, where would you place Michigan? That's going to be my next question, because that's why I circled the note.
They're not hosting a game, if that's what you're asking.
No, I do not expect them to host a game.
No, you could put them at 10 or 11. That's fine.
So that's where I go with that. Okay, which one's going to draw more ratings? Let's say Michigan happened to draw us again or something. Which is going to draw more ratings, OU Notre Dame or OU Michigan? And I would say OU Notre Dame.
I mean,
and that's why they would keep.
I think it's even.
But if they listen, if you think Michigan filed lawsuits before, and you know how many cease and desist and lawsuits they've been filing the past couple of years, they got those attorneys on retainer. There ain't a chance in HE double hockey stick hell that Michigan's getting left out of that bitch.
So
they beat Ohio State.
Sure. That's why I said, okay, if they get in, what would be the draw for it? Would Michigan, if they wouldn't be number 12?
No,
I don't think they'd be number 11. They would be number 12. They would be number, let's say realistically, Alabama beats, just to keep Bama and just to make this nice and pretty. They would get potentially Oregon. I don't think a Michigan-Oregon would be a draw since they're conference people. That would be Michigan.
Well, did they play this year? No. So you could. That's the beauty of the playoff. If you have Josh, if you have conference matchups that didn't happen this year, that's easy. That's an easy draw.
Do you think they want that though? And I asked that as a serious question. I'm not asking.
Oregon people would watch that.
I'm saying that do they want that as a draw? Or do they want everybody as random as possible for it? As what they can decide.
They'll set up however they want to set it up, but yeah, it'll be like, if you're asking me if people want to watch Michigan, Oregon, yeah, it'll be a fucking great game.
If I was looking at it, I don't know.
I would bite my tongue saying
it. I would think they would put Michigan if they won. Again, it's all hinges on that. I think they put Michigan with Ole Miss or try to put them with Texas. That's a better rating. But that's conspiracy level stuff. That's why I would say
not really. Not really. Michigan and Oregon, like that would draw. Those are helmet games. Ole Miss, all due respect.
Yeah.
So If you're a college football fan, you know who Ole Miss is. If you're a casual, you don't know who the fuck Ole Miss is.
No, I agree.
Like, you know who Notre Dame and Oklahoma and Ohio State and Georgia are. You know who Alabama is. You know who Oregon is. Casuals don't know Ole Miss. They're an SEC team, and they maybe more know than that. But like Tech and Tulane and all that shit, like, no.
Right, and that's why I keep thinking, like, if Michigan gets in, who do they bump out? Realistically, yes.
They'd bump out Notre Dame.
It would be a Notre Dame. And I would say I don't think they would just because of a helmet.
But who would they bump out, Josh? Who would they bump out? You've yet to answer that question. If they're not bumping out Notre Dame,
I don't think they would get it. Again, I think it's the helmet.
Yes, they are. I'm just like,
if they beat it. Again, that's my second question. Then where do you seed them to get like
let's play it like this. Michigan beats Notre Dame. They have to get in. Who are you bumping out?
Michigan beats Notre Dame? You mean Ohio State?
I mean Michigan beats Ohio State. You see, motherfucker, you did it to me too. So if
I'm
Michigan
sorry.
all right, we're gonna play this game. Michigan beats Ohio State. They have to get in. The committee got together. Well, we got to put them in now. Who are you kicking out?
Oh yeah, if you have to pick someone to get kicked out, it would be Notre Dame in a sane world, and I agree with you on that.
Okay, so you understand Notre Dame's getting their asses kicked out if Michigan beats Ohio State.
I still think it comes down to helmet, man.
No, it doesn't. Because another helmet that matters, like, beat a helmet that matters the most.
And I agree with you. Again, I don't think the committee's sane. And my entire argument hinges everything works out the way it does. I think they would want a bigger matchup.
You realize this is college football, right?
This is true. But you've said it too, that if USC made it in, they would have to do OU USC in a playoff because
I never said that shit. That's a bunch of hopium from other motherfuckers.
Oh, if we were treating it like WWE type of deal, like they would have to do that.
Well, yeah, because like you got Andy and Ari, Andy and Ari drooling over SC and Norman, but that ain't happening now.
No, it's not. That ship sailed. But I look at it the same way of OU's already faced Michigan. I guess if you put them with Oregon, that would be it. But
now, if you're
a bigger matchup would be Notre Dame.
Does the committee want to avoid rematches? I guess, but if they can't avoid it, they can't avoid it.
I think the committee wants to avoid more conference people playing each other in the first round.
They don't have a problem with that. Are you kidding me?
And like I said, if they don't, then they don't.
They don't care. Josh, they don't care about a conference matchup if it didn't happen. It's not a rematch. So you talk about well, Michigan and Oregon are the same conference. So they didn't play this year.
No, they didn't.
Yeah.
So it'll be a matchup people would want to see. Especially if you're in the Big Ten. You've been people in the Big Ten have been dying for big games.
Yeah, but Oregon did just play Michigan last year.
Yeah, but that's last year. People have the memory of an ant. Nobody can.
True.
Entertain me now. Stranger Things season 5 Wednesday on Netflix now. Entertain. Yeah. Brain needs stimuli. Stimulate my brain.
Again, and I recognize my entire argument hinges of Notre Dame being a helmet. I don't think that's a bad argument.
Yeah, but that argument only works if you're talking about a team that doesn't have a helmet worth of shit.
Correct. My argument also hinges on what they said about Oregon, and I feel like that was a backdoor.
If you want to get into a Ken Burns documentary level of Notre Dame's helmet meaning more than Michigan when it comes to pop culture, yeah, we can have that debate. And Notre Dame,
I think it would be.
And Notre Dame would win that argument based on pop culture relevance and whatnot.
Sure, and that's not what I'm referring to. I'm talking more. I feel like they used the eye test stupid reason with Oregon of why they're ranked right there, and they're using that as a back.
Yeah, but Josh, your eyes will have seen Michigan beat Ohio State, which nobody's done all year.
Do you think that also? Oh, let me throw something at you. Does that also depend on how Michigan beats Notre Dame? I do think that.
What? Who? You said Notre Dame.
Gosh darn it! I keep doing it. Michigan beating Ohio State. I'm sorry.
Michigan could beat Ohio State. Michigan could beat Ohio State 2 to -1. They would still beat the number 1 team in the country.
That's true, and I would not deny that. But go ahead.
You don't need style points when you take down number 1, Josh.
No. No, basically,
the
long story
style.
short,
That-
if Michigan beats Ohio
that's the
State
style.
and then they basically beat Indiana, then Michigan's going to be in the playoff, and then Notre Dame gets kicked out. That's the end of story.
You ain't kicking out Ohio State. You ain't kicking out anyone else on that list. So
Yeah.
I mean, it's
Out
what,
of the Notre
to be
Dame.
fair, it's what you have said, Sean. It'll work itself out regardless, because that's what's going to happen.
yeah, do I think Michigan's beating Ohio State? Fuck no.
No, I don't. I think they have no running game.
I think they got a
No.
shot. I think they do
got
have a shot. But I don't trust Bryce Underwood this year. I think he's just a dude at the end of the day.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
like Ohio State, if they're full strength and they give a shit, they're gonna blow the doors off Michigan on Saturday. That's the only thing.
That's my expectation. I think Ohio State's going to destroy them.
That's the only thing that sucks. I really hope I can quasi watch that game if it's close while I'm on campus, because I know that's going to be tough to finish watching when everyone's getting ready to go watch our game. But that's the only downside of me coming to this game. It's like, there's a part of me I wish the LSU game was bigger to validate being there a little more, because God, there's so much football I want to watch this weekend.
Yeah, you got Georgia Tech. You got.
I want to watch that Big Bowl.
And you got
dude,
Lone Star rivalry.
Dude, depending on
Friday.
Depending on my family and what they want to do on Friday, if they just want to chill, is like, you guys mind if I watch like 12 hours of football on Friday?
They probably join you.
The key is don't have a family.
Well, I have like not direct, but I have like aunts and uncles I'll be hanging out with. Like, does anyone mind if I just watch 12 straight hours of games?
Man, I'm gonna have great football from it too, because of Friday night. Gavin appreciates it. I'll be at semifinal high school game watching my old alumni take on.
Part of me wanted to see if we could just like hang out on campus on Friday, but I guess that's not going to happen at this point because there's games on that day. So I thought I would just walk around and say, "Here I am at the University of Oklahoma." BS.
Yeah. Can I go on a small high school football?
I mean, we can figure something out. My thing doesn't happen.
Listen, if a high school football team beats Ohio State, they're getting in.
They would get in the playoff because that would be freaking unprecedented.
They're getting in. Listen, if Bixby beats if Bixby beats Ohio State, they're getting in. All right.
Yes.
Don't promise me a good time. Go ahead, Gavin. I don't know what the rant's going to be, because we're in the semifinals, and unless it's going to be the East Side has won it continuously.
Part of my frustration is it was like I'm kind of getting frustrated because it's like this with the 6A1 semifinals. They decided to have both of the games being played at the same stadium at a 4A school, and I'm like thinking to myself,
"That's the neutral site, though."
I know it's the neutral site. But it's like you're playing it at a very small.
You're a neutral site.
I know it's a neutral site, and I understand. They want to have the neutral site and everything. But like, I'm just like frustrated because it's like the last couple of years where they've like last year they had it held over in Claremore. They didn't even have enough seating over in Claremore for last year for the 6A1 title game for the 6A1. And it's like, oh, we'll go ahead and try and do it. It's a little bit smaller than some of these other schools. Like, are you kidding me? I'm like, it's just kind of driving me crazy at this point. And it's like, well, wait a minute, you got like what?
I get it, man, but I get it, but it's the neutral site, dude. That's kind of outside of their control. There's no 6A school that they don't want it to favor. Unfortunately, having the small stadium is kind of being true to the neutral site. I get it. I'm not saying I disagree, but I get it.
Yeah, and that's like right next to the casino of all places too. If anything, start betting games.
Well, there's your answer, because if the team that wins, they're going to go spend money. If they lose, they're going to go spend money. That's why.
Yeah, exactly. So.
Yeah. Again, I get it. I get
that's my
also
biggest rant, if anything.
To be fair, that is the fault of 6A, though. When everything is on the East Side is winning, you're kind of stuck. And that's a valid argument for it.
Yeah.
Not saying I agree
Yeah,
with
like
it.
the
I
6A in the
understand.
West. Yeah, 6A1 in the West. They haven't won the championship since what, Midwest City in the 90s or so, something like that.
Yeah.
That's how
Unfortunately,
crazy.
Gavin, the big one too is really, what the realistic 6A semi should be at, and it won't be, even though it makes total sense. Should be Stillwater.
Which
Because
there
that
ain't no
is
way
the
in
true
hell.
neutral site between both of them, but it won't be.
Yeah, because all of it's in the Tulsa area, and there's just no way that they're going to have all teams go to Stillwater and then having to travel the following week or two, basically going on over to Edmond.
Well, that's kind of irrelevant because 6A2 is going to Edmond.
Well, no, I mean 6A2, yeah, is going to be Edmond too. So I don't know. It's just been a lot of little stuff picky and everything else though too on that. So that's just kind of my short rant of anything about that for the most part. But I digress.
All right, so back to
I
why
get it.
Josh is
the other alternative is Tulsa. So
all right,
I mean, I would rather have it in
it's the
Tulsa.
coolest person ever.
Yeah.
Like I said, I still stand by it will work out. That's irrelevant to whatever.
It'll work out, and it'll work out, and Irish eyes will be crying.
Here's honestly, I think Notre Dame is still going to be in it because I think the crazy scenario of them kicking Ole Miss out because Lane leaving does exist.
I need Michigan to win now, and everything else to go chalk, just to see what happens on the following Tuesday.
Yeah. And if they do, Sean, I will take the L. If that absolutely does happen, I'm not afraid to take the L. I don't think my reason in a common sense way is very
You said common sense in college football.
Correct. But there is no common sense in college football. That's why I stick by the helmet thing. And I get that. Again, I understand one brand. I get it. But we've almost been at this for 2 hours.
One true champion.
Huh?
One true champion.
It just means more, though. I mean, like I said, I think it will work out regardless for it.
One true champion. 3 weeks later, 2 true champions.
Yeah, I think it won't even matter what I say because I think Notre Dame, and if I'm being honest on it, I think Notre Dame and Michigan would both be in it because I expect Ole Miss kicked out and I expect Alabama to lose.
They ain't kicking them out. Well, if Lane goes, they might.
That's
you know what?
I think
honestly, it would be so fucked up though to kick out a 1-loss team for another 2-loss team and keeping two like when they would have a win. They would have a win over a playoff team, and the other in like one of the teams you keep in doesn't. Yeah, if you think Ole Miss people are pissed now.
Oh, I agree. I 1,000% agree with
if
it.
you thought the riots on campus in the 60s were bad.
No. Here's the thing. Here, I'll say this. If Lane does leave, which I think he will, I mean, man, he better be out of there because because otherwise it's gonna be last trapper out of Saigon territory. It's gonna make his Tennessee exit look dignified.
I think he is a kind of an asshole for making this like an episode of Monday Night Raw. And I'll tell you who you'll play at who you'll take on at WrestleMania next week. What?
Yeah.
Tune in next week to find out where Lane Kiffin's going next.
My gut deep down thinks he's gone, but I also think he's giving Ole Miss a one last increase my money shot.
This could be his agent.
If he was staying, he would have signed an extension.
Yeah. I don't think so. I think he's going for a little more money for it, and that's
no shit
why he's playing it.
You can get an extension for more money. That's how extensions work.
I get what you're saying.
Future UAB head coach Lane Kiffin.
No, that's Josh Heupel at this point. Well, what?
That's not Josh.
And then Alabama
Josh beat Florida.
And then Alabama chancellors and board members like forced the school to shut down their program again.
Because of the fear they beat him. Let's wrap up, guys. Gavin, final thoughts going into final week of the season.
Well, let's see. I've already had my rant, and let's see. We got. I'm gonna go for a chance at another tiger hunting. And also just make sure that if you guys are traveling out there, just have some safe travels and everything. Sean, I know you'll be traveling and everything, so. And also pay some respect for those that do have to work on Thanksgiving.
My go-to line on Wednesday morning is, "I'm a disabled veteran.
So
thank me for my service by letting me get on my plane ahead of you."
Oh, so you'll be part of the special group before Group 1.
Yeah, I can walk with a limp. I'm good.
Swiggy, any final thoughts?
Well, the Raiders just fired Chip Kelly as their OC. Apparently getting beat by the Browns was so bad you had to fire someone. So that's funny to me.
When you make Shedeur Sanders look good, that's someone has to pay the price. So.
Someone has
That's
to.
true.
Yeah, someone has to.
Yep, that's true. Sean, final thoughts?
Yeah, go blue, beat Ohio State. I need to see what happens on a week from Tuesday.
The Ohio State fan in me is disgusted, but the chaos lover in me is intrigued.
Michigan's still a scumbag program, but still go blue.
Sure. Guys, thank y'all for joining this week. Be sure to comment, rate, subscribe, like, hit the notification bell. You know when we go live and or upload a video. I hope everybody this week, again, safe travels as well and has a happy Thanksgiving. We will still do our best to have a live stream Wednesday with Gavin and Swiggy and me previewing LSU. Otherwise, if we can't, it'll be right after LSU game or like a couple days. We'll see what happens during the midweek. So, but the plan is this Wednesday. So everybody, Boomer Sooner, only one. We'll see everybody here in a couple days. Later.
Peace out.